Good day, dear viewer. I am Alafi. Today, we're taking a look at horror games. Now, horror is a genre I know quite a lot about. I've played most of the big names, so many in fact that one franchise in particular would need an entire separate video. That franchise is Resident Evil. Because of that, I won't be including any Resident Evil titles in this ranking. There would just be too many of them, and it wouldn't feel fair. So instead, I'll be focusing on more classical horror experiences, you know, the likes of Amnesia. Speaking of which, today's contestants for the top 3 best horror games are Alan Wake, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, Borrowed Trauma, Buckshot Roulette, Darkwood, the 2023 Dead Space remake, Dredge, FNAF 4 because I consider it the scariest game out of the franchise, Hello Neighbor, Inscription, Little Nightmares, Outlast, Soma, The Evil Within, and Alone in the Dark from 1992. Before we begin the video, disclaimer. I want to say this again. All of the games I listed here are very good. I'm simply sharing my personal opinion on which ones stand out the most, but they're all worth playing. Anyway, let's get to it. Now on the 3rd spot, Outlast. That was something. Holy fuck! That scared the shit out of me. Outlast sat in my backlog for a long time, at least a couple of years, and I'm glad I finally played it recently for this video actually, because it turned out to be a genuinely fun game. You might think it wouldn't be, since you spend most of your time running away and the encounters often feel scripted, but the game actually delivers. It gives you this overwhelming sense of defenselessness. You only have a camera, and I'll spoil one moment. At one point it falls down, and you have to find it. And that brief section without the camera makes you feel even more exposed than before. Even though the camera is all you have and it's night vision mode, like it's the only thing helping you navigate the dark. Other than that, it's just like running and hoping for the best. So there's something universally creepy about this abandoned mental hospital setting. Sure, it's like a traditional horror setting, nothing too unique or anything, but it does have its moments that stick with you. You can feel the game's quality throughout. It's also pretty short, maybe 2 evenings, but some parts genuinely shocked me when I played it. Like I can't describe them on YouTube, but I absolutely did not expect some of the things I saw. It is heavy on the gore, by the way, so it's not for everyone, but it's still a lot of fun, and it earns its spot for me. 2nd place was tough, because the 2 games I wanted to put here aren't pure horror. They're more like thrillers or soft horror. But then I thought, what other category could I even put them in? One of them could maybe fit into roguelike, but even then, no, not really. So the 2nd place is actually a tie between Dredge and Inscription. If you want something that's dark and atmospheric without being aggressively scary or gory, these 2 are perfect for you. I'll start with Dredge. There is nothing quite like Dredge. Sure, there are many fishing simulators out there, but this isn't really one. It's more about surviving in this isolated island community that's clearly hiding something from you, and most of your time you spend traveling around in your little fishing boat, upgrading it, exploring, and discovering secrets. The visual style, though, stunning. The atmosphere, absolutely incredible. The art direction fits perfectly with the tone, like a slightly darker version of Stormworks, you know, this game about building ships and other vehicles to save people and rescue them in this similar island setting. It's like Stormworks, but soft horror. And something sinister always lurks beneath the water at night in Dredge. So you sail across the ocean's surface, but you're always aware that something is below you, out of sight. That sense of mystery is constant and really elevates the whole game. If you hate jump scares but want something unsettling, Dredge is a must-play. Now, Inscription hits similar notes in terms of atmosphere. The art style is this voxel-like, shadowy, eerie look, and the tone is immediately unnerving. You're stuck in a wooden cabin in the middle of a forest playing this strange supernatural card game. It feels like voodoo magic, actually. There's clearly something more going on. There's souls trapped in the cards, but the game isn't just that cabin. The story is actually bigger with multiple layers and follows the character Lucky Carter. But the core gameplay element, this card game, is actually super fun to play. There is no other game I could give the first place to other than Soma.
Welcome to Pathos 2, your expressway to the stars. What started as a thermal mining operation in the 60s has now become home to the Omega Space Gun, the world's most affordable way to launch satellites and deep space probes. The station spans multiple sites and has a diverse staff of engineers and scientists. Together, they are able to produce, assemble, and launch the world's most sophisticated spacecrafts. In addition to our principal operation, Pathos 2 is also the home for multiple research projects within the marine sciences, including hydroculture, turbulence, and deep-sea construction.
If I could describe Soma in a few words, they would be philosophical, fucking terrifying, and unforgettable. Honestly, this might not just be only my favorite horror game, it's one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had, period. What makes Soma scary? Because it's certainly not the jump scares, for there are none. It's the questions it asks and the situations it puts you in. The existential dread and the transhumanist theme, moral dilemmas that come with it. As you descend deeper into the ocean, the environmental storytelling gets more intense, and the philosophical problems become genuinely disturbing. It doesn't need jump scares, because the ideas that it conveys themselves are horrifying. I truly believe everyone should experience Soma. It changed how I view certain aspects of humanity and consciousness. In Soma, you are defenseless, but you can interact with almost everything in the environment, which makes the immersion even stronger. It's like Amnesia: The Dark Descent in a sense, but it feels like Amnesia has aged a bit worse than Soma. Anyway, I cannot recommend this game enough. Try it. You won't be disappointed. Now, let's honorably mention some games. Alone in the Dark, 1992. Absolutely bonkers. It's hilarious to see how far graphics have come. But for its time, to be frank, it's amazing. My friends and I had a great time messing around at the haunted house and discovering all sorts of odd and outdated mechanics. But it's super cheap, basically €0.50. So if you want a piece of classic horror history, go for it. Second one is Darkwood. I feel like Darkwood is not talked about enough. It's very underrated. It's a top-down horror game where you only see what's in your character's line of sight, and weirdly enough, it's very unique and makes it pretty scary. I don't have any gameplay recording for it, sorry, but trust me, I think this one is a hidden gem. And that would be it. Thank you very much for watching, and especially if you made it this far. Next time, I'll think about which genre to cover. Since I'm already talking horror, I might consider doing a Resident Evil ranking next, though I've also played too many Assassin's Creed games, for example. Might end up being its own video as well. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite video on the Citadel.